Thank you everybody for joining us back here at Nubeva's channel for the first new video of the year. 2023 is upon us. Randy, you guys have already put out 2 press releases, one really exciting one and one to kind of just, you made a mistake in the first one. So you made your first mistake of the year. But overall, this news looks amazing. How are you holding up over there?
Fantastic. Happy New Year, everybody. I think, as I was just telling you, everything's going great. Business is going great. Family's great. Kids are great. Dogs are great. Except I got to have another eye surgery next week. But other than that, it's fantastic.
Well, glad to hear it. In terms of your eye, hopefully everything goes well. Look forward to hearing more updates on that. But Randy, diving into this press release here, there was one thing I really caught my eye in it. You had commented that at this point, I do not expect any further capital investments will be necessary to maintain operations nor fuel growth. And that's a really big milestone. And I'm curious if you can kind of walk us through these releases and really just kind of elaborate on that point further.
Sure. I think I talked about this in one of our recordings, but I'll just give more color on that. Yeah, we do not expect to need to fundraise at this point. I think we're expecting calendar year 2023 to be cash flow positive. And at the same time, one of the reasons I think we're pretty proud of the company operationally in that everybody's very frugal. We tend to be very frugal, and we're asked a lot of times, why aren't we raising more money and spending more money and try to grow it faster? And well, the minute you run into these situations, which is, if you look at how the economy is, right when things are not going so great for a lot of companies, this is when we're thriving, and that's been my past history across multiple different companies, right? So one of my companies actually IPO'd right in 2008, 2007, 2008. And so the less you spend when you don't need to spend more, well, the better you would be. You can take advantage of a lot of opportunities when they arrive. And that's, I feel proud that that's what we're doing. But elaborating on what you said, we do not expect to be fundraising. I think the only conversation that I entertain these days is if a very large multi-billion-dollar corporation came in and said, okay, we want to buy your product, we want to spend money on your product, but at the same time, our company would feel more comfortable, just like Chevron did early day, in that we need to be an investor, so we understand you better. We have to invest in you before we can purchase your product. That is the only conversation we're entertaining at this point from a fundraising standpoint. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, we get requests and phone calls and other things like that, and we're just not. That's not something we would be entertaining at this point. And let me clarify, I don't expect to be entertaining that for entire calendar 2023 at the very least.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. You kind of see markets have not been great for this past year plus at this point. And it does kind of show the real issues with aggressive growth. And as you said, you've kind of been through these situations before, and you've been playing your cards very well here with Nubeva. And I'm kind of curious. So walk us a bit more. So you guys landed another sale, and you'd also mentioned that there was a slight lull in ransomware in the first half of 2022. And I'm curious now in 2023, do you have any expectations on where that's going to go?
I don't have expectations. I think I don't have an exact percentage expectation of I expect ransomware to grow at this percentage or anything like that. It is growing very rapidly at this point. It seems like, and I think we've talked about this. Every time we talk about it, we would say, hey, it looks like they don't hit hospitals, or they don't hit, retirement funds, or they don't, pick your or housing, right? I mean, homeless housing organizations or kids or schools. I mean, that's just out the window at this point. This is open season as open as it gets. Everything is getting hit everywhere. You've got not only ransomware in countries where large and small corporations getting hit, governments getting hit, local cities are getting hit. You've got countries or states that say you must not pay it. It's illegal to pay the ransomware, and they still get paid. Australia has come out and said they're never going to pay. It's illegal to pay, and we get calls from Australia. Obviously, we have our CTO and his team is based out of Sydney, Australia, and we get calls for that too from Australia. So just there's no, I can't give you a trend of anything at this point other than everything's just getting hit. So it is growing significantly faster yet again, which is kind of depressing actually overall. But obviously, from a business standpoint, it's a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, agreed. And you can definitely tie that into the economy to essentially right now, people are getting desperate, trying to make money. And of course, that would apply across even to the criminal sectors, which, as we discussed, are essentially just full-fledged businesses operating on the criminal side of things.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
But Randy, listen, thank you for coming on. It was great getting to
Mhm.
film the first video of 2023 with you again. Hope everybody followed us in from 2022. And if you are new here, don't be afraid to ask any questions and stay tuned for more coming soon. Any closing words from you, Randy?
No, that's about it. I think I hope everything goes well. I may miss next week's recording. Depends on how my eye surgery goes. I'm certainly hopeful that everything goes well and I could just continue these and not to get disrupted from that. But other than that, everything's fantastic and happy New Year.
Wonderful. Great seeing you again, Randy, and get well soon.
Thank you.